What's up, YSN Nation? Steve Leslie again, back here at Sam's Wedge in the home of the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Steve Leslie, Anthony Romo. I know we're both, Anthony, awful proud to be a part of Austintown Fitch football for the rest of the way. Falcon fans, come on out every Wednesday night and listen to some great young men that represent Austintown Fitch very well. Senior player profile, joined by senior offensive tackle, defensive tackle. Anthony, we love talking to lineman Josh Fitzgerald. Josh, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Let's go family. We talked off air. Anthony talked about that a little bit. Talk about your family and how important, shout them out, and how important they are to you this senior football season.
Start off with my mom, Christine Fitzgerald, and my dad, John Fitzgerald. I'm one of three, the youngest. I have a brother at YSU University, Chris Fitzgerald, and then also my brother John Fitzgerald, who's our defensive line coach up at the high school.
Anthony, how awesome is that? Shout out to his parents, first of all, for all they do for three quality young men. Your brother at YSU, I get a chance to call games. I call that name a lot. Yeah. And he's a talented young football player, as a lot of the Penguins are. And then to have a brother coaching you on the defensive line, how special is that to have a brother playing college, which you have an offer from YSU, you have an offer from St. Francis, you have a brother that plays, you have a brother that is there daily with you. That has to be special.
It's very special. I learned a lot from him. I look up to him. One teaching me how to play it, and it's just watching one play it. So it's fun.
Isn't that awesome? Two different versions of it. A coach and a brother that's really good at the D1 level. And take it from there.
It's got to be a little bit of tough love. You and your brother, your D-line coach, just talk about after games. Is there any football talk, or is that kind of settled down until the next day comes?
It's always football talk, nonstop, how to get better and what I need to work on, stuff like that. A lot of tough love, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we call it tough love because it may be hard at times, but you have a brother that plays at the next level that has paved the way for you, that has shown you what it takes to play at the next level, and then you have another brother who takes that and shows you what you have to do. So, like you said, you appreciate it in this Fitch program last week. Big game against Massillon, Washington. I asked the other two guys this. I asked Coach Parker this before we touch into the game. Just talk about that atmosphere. I mean, that had to be something cool to play in, because Massillon, you guys play in front of big crowds at Fitch. You played in front of a big crowd at Ursuline, but those people are just totally different when it comes to football.
It was a totally different atmosphere. It was a fun atmosphere. I love the big games, and we have a lot of them, but that was a special one. Playing in that stadium.
A lot of history there.
It was fun. It was fun playing in that stadium.
Josh Fitzgerald, senior player profile here at Sam's Wedge Inn. They're going to get ready for Strongsville. I asked those guys, I think this is a talented football team. I think we talk, Anthony, all the time. There's teams in our area that we think can go win state championships. This is one of them. Do you learn more after a tough loss like that, as a group, as a senior, as one of the leaders, a chance to, I want to say, success early as an offense, as a defense, and then see some adversity? Does that help you guys as a group?
It does. It shows us our weaknesses on both sides of the ball for we can be better in the postseason, because that's all that matters. You know what I mean? It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
I love that answer. I do. High school football, you guys play one of the best schedules in the state of Ohio. You got to play Ursuline. You got to play Massillon. Anthony's talked, the team from Vegas, Canada. Mahoning Valley football is really good. Is that safe to say?
It's very good. It's very good.
You take pride in that. I know you do, with your brother and your brother coach. And I don't think a lot of people in the state of Ohio respect the Mahoning Valley football as much as they should. Does that motivate you guys sometime as a group?
It's like it gives us our motivation, our push, because we know like we're very special. And around here, when you think around here, you think of football.
It's football Friday night.
It's football Friday nights. It's tough teams. It's big teams, and it's a battle every Friday, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And I think that it is shown that Mahoning Valley football has been disrespected. Our last Mr. Football in Keys Teague, that was a long time ago. We've had some guys since we've had LJ Scott, we've had Devion Smith, Lynn Bowden, the list goes on, Poe Brungard.
Yeah.
To play here in the Mahoning Valley, like kind of to piggyback off what Steve was saying, you guys have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. You come from a blue-collar area in the Youngstown area. You had to be – I'm sure you were raised on hard work.
For sure. Hard work. Nothing is given to us. We got to work for everything. Many people think that Fitch is like good and all this stuff, but everything that Coach Parker brought to the table, everything we do, we work for it, and
there's no doubt. People don't understand. We say this all the time because we're able to spend time with you guys. School, practice, 7-day week.
Yep.
Are long. Recruiting, which I'm going to jump into. Most outside people say, man, that's awesome that you're getting calls by all these. It's a lot of work.
It is.
Talk about that a little bit. And fit in Fitch Falcon football, my schoolwork to get me where I need to be school-wise to get the education that this young man's going to get. Time management has to be huge.
It's all time management and just that a lot of help from my coaches, and then also just having a brother that went through the process, both of them that went through the process, and having one at the high school level, it helps a lot. Just trying to maintain. All right, you got to have good grades to get in any college you want to go to, and then all right, to get an offer, you got to have some film. You got to have
excited were you when you got those 2 offers?
It was very exciting because we got all these Division I athletes on this team. Everybody's getting theirs.
And you're kind of like, where's mine? That's I'm not saying that's a normal reaction.
Yeah.
That's like, what the heck's going on here? I blocked for all these.
Yeah, you be a little selfish at sometimes,
but you have to
wait. You wait for it.
Well, you're going to get it. There's no doubt. College coaches, get on Fitz right here, Anthony. No doubt in my mind. How tight is this senior group?
The senior group is very tight. We've been through a lot together.
Coach Parker, this was his first class, I want to say, right? You guys were freshmen when he came? Okay.
He was freshman, his first class.
And then COVID, so there was missed a year there, obviously.
So he worked with us, built a trust with us, and we're so tight that we're unbreakable, and that's why we're going so strong right now.
It's good.
And so we talked about this with Rocco. You guys being on the offensive line, you paved the way for all these skill guys on the offensive side of the ball. But you guys don't get nearly as much credit as they do and as much shine. How much pride do you take in being an offensive lineman?
We take so much pride with it because we have to. It's our job. There's days where we don't like to do it, but we have fun with it. Just us 5 up front, and then all the other players that's other O linemen we have. And especially D-line too.
Sure.
Just the boys up front, we stick together and we have fun with it. We take pride in it.
Playing both ways.
How
hard is that?
It's tough. But
you're playing against a lot of big guys.
I take pride in it because
it's conditioning, right? I mean,
most people don't do it.
And no, you're right there. A lot of people nowadays don't play both ways. Take special people there. I want to ask you this because I love your 2 running backs. Crash and bang. I don't even know what I could call them, but they're 2 different. One's going to run you over, and one's
thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
How fun is it to block for them?
It's very fun because you don't know what to expect.
Sure.
You don't know what they see behind you, and they don't know what you see in front of yourself. Right. So just out there, just trusting them, and then working in practice with them. They both give you 2 different things, and then once you see them pop, and they get past that first level, it's amazing. Seeing Jamel and DJ,
those are
running touchdowns.
Well, it's because of these guys, but those 2 are talented. Anthony, you touched this with the quarterback play.
Yep. Steve taking the words right out of my mouth.
Sherwood was phenomenal.
I
mean, and you guys learned from him, and he led. Talk about your quarterback. He grows up in front of our eyes every week. Anthony called the game this week. Couple big passes. Deshaun has grown up. And what I like about him, from what I've watched, he's not trying to do what Sherwood does.
He's doing
his own thing. With his own offense.
His own swag, his own offense. And what I use, one word that I use for him in the offseason when we have our offseason meetings is resilience. He has the ability to go through something and bounce back from it. He goes through a lot, and he bounced back, and he's been an incredible QB from the beginning.
That's awesome, man.
And he's getting better and blocking for him and just
he'll run it too. That's what I like about it. Absolutely.
He'll take off. He sees something, he will take off.
See, I'm stealing all your thunder tonight, huh?
We got to ask, after talking about running backs, quarterback, you more of a run pro guy or pass pro?
Me, I'm a run guy. I like to run.
Pull?
especially when they give me the opportunity
Oh,
to
yeah.
pull. That's my thing. I run and I just go hawk down linebackers, and that's what I enjoy doing.
How is that feeling when you put a linebacker down on the ground?
A little pancake.
It's fun. It's fun. We got us as an O-line and our O-line coach. We keep track of who got the most knockdowns. Of course, our center right now got the most, but I'm right
The center
behind
got
him.
the most pancakes. That's a good thing. See, he didn't even tell us that in his player profiles for sure. How good could this football team be?
This team is very special. There's many different athletes that get many different things that they bring to the table.
A lot of different abilities.
A lot of different abilities. This team can be very special. This team can go all the way. Only thing that can stop this team is this team itself.
That's a great answer. With Josh Fitzgerald, player profile here, Sam's Wedge in. Cannot thank them enough. Looking forward to having a little chow with my partners in crime here after a great night. Anthony, that's the thing we love. Get an opportunity, obviously, to promote Austintown Fitch, their football program, but to get to meet three young men and sit and talk with them. That's what I love to do. I know you do. It's not all football. It's education, which your family has pushed you in that right track. Anthony, this is another stellar offensive lineman we've done.
Yeah, of course. And Steve mentioned earlier on, we love talking to the O-lineman a little bit more than everyone else because you guys get a lot of your thunder stolen away for a lot of the hard work you do. But I asked Rocco this. You guys have had a very unique opportunity this year to play not one but two out-of-state opponents, one from the state of Nevada, one from New York. How cool is it to not only represent your school but represent Northeast Ohio against some out-of-state opponents?
Like I said, we play a good schedule, and to have the opportunity to play out-of-state teams, it was awesome. Just to see what Nevada football is alike and what is Buffalo football, to go it explains a lot that Ohio football is
really
different.
good.
Very
Ohio
good.
football is good.
Okay, you played Ursuline and then you played Massillon. Two probably most physical football games that you played in.
Yeah.
And Austintown Fitch, Anthony, Massillon, and Ursuline can win state championships.
Of course.
Year in and year out. The Ursuline game was a great game, was physical, the atmosphere. You know a lot of those guys. They know you. There's bragging rights. And Cam did a great job of talking about this. But at the end of the day, there's respect from both football programs that that's a good football team. Now you want to see one another continue to win and hopefully both win state championships. For YSN to be a part of both places, that is so exciting for me to know that there's competition. There's wanting to beat somebody's rear end. But at the end of the day, after that game, I saw the hugging and the respect for one another. Talk about that.
It's the thing. It's how you play football. You know what I mean? You have to have respect for your opponents. In the game, it's some name calling.
That's football.
And the name of the game. But at the end of the day, it's like we get to play this sport together.
Sure.
And this is what we love. And both teams, Massillon and Ursuline, are good teams, good coaches, coach very well, and just be able to play with them on Friday nights.
Nothing better.
Is nothing better.
The crowds, the environment, the Friday night lights.
It's crazy.
That's where, again, Anthony, I don't think we get the credit that we deserve as a Valley for how much our schools are good football teams, but student bodies, fans, we don't get the credit that I think this area should get because we've gotten smaller as communities. And I think that's a big thing. But with Josh Fitzgerald, senior profile, we're going to play rapid fire. I can't wait for big fella's answers here. Ant, I'll let you go first.
So this is another question that I asked Rocco that is pretty unique here at Fitch. You guys had a lineman like you guys not too long ago that has paved a pretty good career for himself, Billy Price. Started at Fitch, played at Ohio State, got drafted by the Bengals. That had to be a guy that you looked up to when you were younger because you're trying to do what he does wearing the same Fitch uniform.
Yeah, it's to know that someone made it out, like from in my position, it's a boost of confidence.
Sure,
I know I can do it because somebody already did it. That went to my high school, that played my position, so it's possible. So that's what I look up to, and he paved a good path for us to follow on.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. Shout out to him, no doubt. Billy Price, one of the best linemen to ever play at Austintown Fitch. Obviously, the career he had at Ohio State and the pros. A lot of people are missing the boat on not having him on offensive line. All right. The first word that comes to your mind when I say TJ Parker.
Best coach ever. He's my first coach, so like he's the best.
Relationships, we talk. Obviously, I see the relationships that the three of you have with him. Here's a head coach that has 4 kids at home, that is in school all day, has at practice all day, but he was here for you guys tonight. That's special.
It is. He takes time out from his family, his wife, his kids, to spend with us. You know, all summer, taking us to camps, and then you have summer practices.
Sure.
Then you come to practice every day. You're in school all day. He's teaching, and he's outside for 3 to 2 hours, and then still inside doing film, doing all this, spending time with us. You know, setting up things for us to be successful, not in the scheme of football, but outside the scheme of
That's a
football.
great answer. Shout out to you, Coach Parker, for all you do for this football team on and off the field.
All right. You Madden or 2K guy?
Madden. I'm not good at it, but if you got to play it, I'll play Madden.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, so going to take a little trip up to Strongsville. And headphones are on, I'm sure, when you get out for warm-ups. What are you listening to?
I like rap music, you know, just to get the blood moving, get the blood pumping up. And
Steve's gotten familiar, so
I'm
throw
starting
out
to learn. Give
your
me
favorite.
like who's one of your favorites? It's a good.
I like to listen to Rod Wave.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a big Rod Wave guy. I asked him this. You more of a Soulfly guy or Beautiful Mind?
Soulfly.
Yep, that's my man.
For YSN Nation, this is way out of my category. I'll let Anthony and Josh handle that. You have a favorite college football team?
My favorite college football team is Ole Miss.
Ooh,
wow.
The
they got a big game this week. Kentucky, right?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. I like that answer. Ole Miss, a little southern. How did you pick up on Ole Miss?
It's when you're younger, you attract like the
uniform.
The uniform.
Oh yeah.
And then once you look into it with
the Land Shark
Lane
and
Kiffin,
all right, well, Ole Miss, come on.
Yep.
Josh Fitzgerald, Austintown Fitch.
Love
bigger, faster, stronger. He'd love to come play for you. There, I'll do that for you.
Yep.
To stay on Ole Miss, you mentioned Lane Kiffin. That's got to be a fun guy to root for. He's an energetic coach, and he brings a lot to the table.
A lot of similarities with TJ, I would say.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, and I like his coaching style, and I like Ole Miss and what they bring.
Nothing wrong with that answer. Ole Miss it is. Education. I know your parents pushed that. Yes. Your brother's doing great at YSU. Obviously, I know your brother's coaching you and sticking on that too, so you don't have a whole lot of places you could hide from the academic world. Favorite class you had at Fitch, and a shout out and a thank you to your favorite teacher.
My favorite class is a skilled trades class.
Okay.
So it's a lot of hands-on. You're building stuff. Right now we're working on the kitchen, remodeling the kitchen, skilled trades. So his name is Mr. Fisher. Shout out to Mr. Fisher and
Mr. Fisher, shout out to you. My hand skilled trade, Anthony, are 0. So that's a great field. That's a field that's needed for the world that we live in today. That's a great answer. Is that something you want to do in college?
Yeah, exactly what I want to do.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a good
great.
one. Yeah, it is.
Favorite candy?
Favorite candy, I like Jolly Ranchers.
Okay. Yeah, Jolly Ranchers.
Like
that favorite flavor? Blue raspberry, right?
For sure.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean,
that's Romo is
all the way
on
up
top
there.
of things. Senior year. Again, I put it into categories where I think there's teams that say they want to make the playoffs. There's teams that want to win a playoff round, and there's teams that want to win the whole damn thing. I think Fitch is talented enough to win the whole damn thing. How do you want the rest of this year to go for you as a senior and as one of the leaders that Coach had in on the first night here at Sam's Wedge Inn?
I want to win the whole thing too, but it's all about memories and living in the moment. So I take it game by game, week by week, and just building stronger bonds with my teammates, with that senior class, to see how far we can get, how we can build, and how we can create like unforgettable moments.
Okay, I guess we could end it here. So far from your playing days, what's been your favorite football memory?
My favorite football memory is kind of a negative, but it's a positive too. It was last year when we had the opportunity to go against Hogan. That whole week of practice was probably the most focused we ever been, the most Like, we had the same ending goal. We want to go out here and win. Like, yeah, we're the underdogs. Yeah, this, yeah, that. But we want this. We didn't come out on top, but, like, we was together that
Makes you
whole
hungry.
week.
And that's another team you guys are probably going to have to get through
Yeah,
again
yeah.
to get
That's
your
what you
ultimate
wanna
goal.
do. Josh Fitzgerald, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to end it with this because I know how proud your family is of you. Role models. When you're having a bad day and something that just doesn't seem right, who's the go-to for you? You have a lot of them.
I have a lot. There's a lot of people that I can go to, but my number one is my brother John. You know, he's there. You know, been there since day one of in the football atmosphere. So I go to him. If I can't get in touch with him, it's Chris. You know,
Okay.
going to them because they play it and they know the scheme of
Right?
it.
And mom and dad are always right
mom
there
and
with
dad
you.
is always there. Our mom and dad is always at home.
Wow, that's exciting for me. Josh Fitzgerald, Falcon Nation. We had 3 of them on tonight, Anthony. You're not going to get 3 better student athletes than Austintown Fitch has in these 3. I wish you nothing but the best. Friday night, we'll have the game for you on YSN if you can't get there against Strongsville. Get an opportunity and hop on a plane with your brother Chris and see if we can go beat that team they call the North Dakota State Bison. I hope we can do that. I know on Anthony and myself, we wish you nothing but the best and go get another victory.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All righty, absolutely.